Good morning, everyone. This is Victoria from Hellenic Herald. I'm glad to be back. I've missed you all so much. For those of you who don't know, I went on a little trip, and because of that, I was very excited to come back and play some Minecraft with the server crew. And then we got into talking, and it always happens that some of the best conversations I have are ones that aren't being streamed or recorded, and it's so so I have some members of the server here with me who I was talking with yesterday, and we had such a great time that we were like, let's go ahead and meet up tomorrow and play some games and chat again. So we're going to play some more on the Minecraft, and we're going to chat about some really interesting and hard topics that we talked about yesterday. And just kind of our 2 cents. But yeah, and these are people that I don't think we've had for like a chat before, but they play a lot of Minecraft with me. So let me go over on the other side and let them know before I turn on the audio that we're going to be live. So, and if you have any questions about Hellenism, paganism, polytheism, or anything like that, or even just about the server or anything, go ahead and you can always put them in the chat. And all right. Hello. I sneak up on you, all spooky like. So I did a little intro, and if you guys are ready, I will turn on the audio so that your audio can be on the stream. And that's okay. And then I didn't actually tell you guys. I figured you guys would assume this, but you're gonna have to introduce yourselves. Oh no, I love it. I mean, whatever name. I didn't. Okay, wait. I didn't put on the. You guys are so ridiculous. Okay. I'm gonna turn on the audio now. So. Okay, everything you say now is being recorded for all time.
Ah, festive.
Yes. Okay. So. Okay, can you guys say something just so I can check the audio bar?
Hi, I'm saying something.
Awesome. Sometimes the audio from the
Hello.
Discord or something peaks out more than me, so.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, so then introduce yourselves.
Cry, you go first. Smile.
Smile.
Hello. So this is recording, just so I'm clear.
Yeah, well, actually, let me just, one
Okay,
second.
good.
Yes, it is, in fact. Restream is working, and it's on Twitch,
Good,
so.
wonderful.
Pog.
Wonderful. I am Desor, or Cry. I have been a Hellenist for about a year now. A little over, I think. Yeah, a little more than a year.
Wait,
generally,
I'm an older Hellenist than
history.
you? Shit.
Yes, you are.
Fuck.
I just have I know a lot because I have an interest in history, so I knew
You
a lot
do
of
know a
this before
lot.
I converted.
Wait,
Correct
is your
knowledge.
character the Phantom of the Opera or something?
What?
Is your character on Minecraft? Is it like the Phantom of the Opera? You've got half
shit,
a face
this one
I
is-
mask.
know
yeah.
exactly what skin you're using.
This is a skin I used for an event on another server. Let me get my Hellenist skin.
Oh,
One
okay.
moment.
Oh, I can show mine while we're...
Fuck, I don't even remember
Yeah.
Hellenism skin. Pain.
I gloriously had one made for me by Nathan, who's a dream and amazing.
Yo, Pog.
Yes.
Wait, that's new. Every time I come on this server,
There we
there's
go.
new things. There's like a little hut next to Persephone's temple. What's this? I don't know what this is.
Oh, that's a way shrine I made.
Oh, okay. There you go. There's your Hellenist skin. Hey, cry.
Hello. So, Audrey, my friend, my dear child.
Oh no. Is it my turn?
Yes.
God,
Where
I
are
feel like
you?
6th grade again.
Are you in the game?
No, I'm not in the game.
No.
Oh, okay.
They're
I'm on a
not.
different game, but I can get on later.
That's okay.
Hello, I'm a dumb gay child named Audrey or Odd. And also a baby Hellenist that learns things from Cry the Knowledgeable and Harold.
Aww. You're so sweet.
No, I'm just dumb.
How long have you been a Hellenist?
I don't understand time,
Good.
so that's a
fair.
loaded question.
That's fair.
Cry, do you
I can
happen
look
to
that
know?
up. One moment, actually.
Oh, you
You'll
have a
probably
record
be able
of
to look
this?
at, like, dates and statistics and analytics and stuff.
I remember the quite. Well, we talked about it the moment they did convert.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave some honey for Zeus.
Yes.
Oh, and a potion. Let's leave a
So
potion. Wait. So do we figure out how long
roughly
ish?
3 or 4 months.
Oh, 3 or 4 months.
Roughly 3 months.
Oh wow, you are a baby Hellenist.
So Audrey is very much. Yeah, Audrey is very much a beginner.
I'm just very much not remembering of things, so
Same.
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
But you have a lot more community experience than either of us do. Audrey
Yeah.
has a very different perspective, being a new worshipper, and I have a lot of knowledge but not much experience, which makes for quite a good trifecta when discussing things,
Actually, yeah, that does make for a good trifecta when discussing things. You're right.
because that means we can get a lot of different perspectives on things.
Is somebody using a fucking recorder?
We can't hear it here, so it's fine.
I just hear like a fucking whistle sound, and I'm like, is that a goddamn recorder?
No, that's not. I don't unless it might be feedback or something.
No, it's in my background,
Oh.
like the instrument, musical instrument.
No, not high.
That's
Wow.
I have a problem with the tall
Indeed.
grass. I don't like the tall grass, to be honest.
Fair.
So we had some really good discussions yesterday, I mentioned. And it was awesome. Oh, we need more bees over here for sure. And so I was like, we're gonna and we impromptu made another day to chat because it was awesome.
Have you announced the stream, by the way?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did the intro and everything while you guys were talking. I just didn't say what we were talking about. So what are we talking
good.
about? Like, we said we're going to talk about the Nazis.
Yeah. You didn't say
Yes,
what you were
the
going to talk
severe
about, 'cause I
pagan
assumed
Nazi
you weren't
problem.
going to be like, just instantly like, yeah, let's talk about Nazis. And then you said that.
But it is
That was fun.
a major issue. The
Yes.
one that has been
Oh,
addressed by many,
hey.
but that cannot be addressed too many times.
Yeah, so, by the way, you were never fallen. Hey, hello. And you were never fallen is saying, yeah, time is so weird. So.
Yeah, time is absurd, especially the last couple of years. Time has been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just before COVID, after COVID. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, BC 80.
That's how everyone's marking time, to my understanding at this point.
A week ago was a month ago,
Yes.
etc.
Yeah, but also yesterday was last year. Everything was
Yeah.
happening at
Good
all at
morning.
once.
If you want to put... Oh, shoot.
Anyway,
Guys, I did a bad thing. I forgot to
Oh, no.
change the stream name. Like the...
What is
the,
it?
bruh.
The info. Hold on, I can fix this. That was dumb. Oh, I feel bad now.
Yes. Why don't you fix
What was
that?
it named?
It's the
Let's
first
set up
stream
our-
since I got back, so give me a break. Let's see.
Okay. Why do you set that up? Let's set up like the narrative system or like the Socratic dialogue style we're having here. Audrey,
Oh, no. Yes.
what do you know of like the pagan Nazi problem? We can discuss it with you, and teach you about it. And so hopefully, those others less knowledgeable in the community can also be taught from that dialogue.
Cry, you can't just ask me what I know,
So
because
do you know
the answer is going to be basically nothing. That's what my answer is.
Like, are there any details you know about, or like, I'm sure I've mentioned this before.
If you have, I don't remember.
There we go. Okay.
I know you guys brought it up yesterday.
Oh, well.
That's
So,
about it.
okay, so let me explain. So I only learned about, like, I knew there were Nazis, I mean, hiding everywhere. Like, that's just people who how do I explain this? There's always the shit people, and the people who just want to try to find their space and stuff in other communities for nefarious reasons. And the way I heard about how to deal with this problem is that you cut that shit early on. Like you minute you find out, that's it. Nope, get out. But I didn't realize how bad it was until later on when I was originally when I joined Hellenion and I found out that this is an actual, like, it's not like an occasional problem. It's a real problem.
Do you want to explain what Hellenion is?
Yeah, I'll explain.
Real quick.
So Hellenion is an organization. It is one of the 501c nonprofits that is for Hellenic people. That's for people who worship the Greek and Roman gods, who are like
Hellenic worshippers. Hellenic people is a different concept.
Yeah, I realized that
Hellenic
after I said it.
Greek and Armenians and stuff.
Yeah, I realized that after I said it. I was like, oh no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And so
let's not piss off the nationalists while we're talking about
Nazis.
Nazis.
Know, while we're talking about Nazis. Oh, so yeah, it's I didn't realize it was that prominent of an issue until I started finding out about other organizations that I had heard of and finding out a little bit of information. Now, I will say later on there were some issues that actually is part of the reason that Hellenic Herald exists, because I left Hellenion and there were other issues, but I try not to bring that up too much because I don't want to be shitty, and also I don't want to bring down the vibe. But it was not Nazis. Let me just clarify that the reason was not Nazis within Hellenion that I know of. But
not most, at least.
Yeah, it was a disagreement in practice and worship. Oh, we're gonna get we got a baby bee.
Yo, those things are like tiny.
They're so cute. And I just thought there weren't enough bees over here, so I just made some more bees. And so that's when I started finding out, and like I swear to God, at that point, every other time I turned around, someone was talking about like, oh, so and so, said this, and now they're not cool because, like, they might be connected to like white nationalists, or they said something, and it just, the more I found out, the more I was like, oh my gosh, why is this such a big problem? Like, it really kind of hit me that this is a real fucking problem, and I'm still baffled that it is, despite the fact that I've at this point found out that there are quite a few people within the community that have some not kosher shit. But I think we're such a small community, Hellenists, and so I think it seems maybe a larger percentage than it, as opposed to, and there, I don't know why there's so many trying to be within the pagan community, but I don't know. But it does seem to be an issue, and I think it's an issue that we really need to talk about and deal with, because it really needs to be nipped in the butt. Ooh, there's walls on the paths now.
I can also briefly touch on it. Oh, why is this such an issue?
Yes.
Generally, the pagan faiths, due to their association with like the ancient history of each nation, have been adopted by nationalists who want to break away from the Christian or the Christian establishment.
That actually makes sense, yes.
Yeah, and refine some ancient glory that never fucking existed.
I mean, the Hellenists had glory. we had glory days, but yeah, no, the
ancient Hellenic glory that they seek to reclaim is not what we think it is, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't some fucking utopia we make glorified. They own slaves.
Oh yeah, I think that's something.
Let's be clear on that.
A lot of us have to recognize that there was bad shit.
Yeah, and let's also briefing because as we discuss this going forward, as we discuss kicking people out of communities based on this, people are going to go, well, it's just a disagreement on politics. Why do you discriminate against others of your own faith over politics?
I'll answer that question.
Their ultimate,
yeah.
The ultimate political goal is the utter elimination of other people, of people like me who are queer, of people like Audrey who are also queer.
Oh wait, hold on. Like... speaking of which, pronouns, because y'all know I'm gonna forget.
They don't.
Oh, perfect. I only have to know one. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just cry mini.
Aww.
Yeah.
I actually yesterday put...
And the elimination of other minority.
Yeah, that's... exactly.
So, like...
If your politics include hurting other people... yeah.
Yeah. Like, if the end goal of your politics is the subjugation of most of the world's population, you have no fucking place in any community. If your political victory means the harm and possible death of others, you have no fucking place in any community.
Yes.
If what you strive for in your politics, if your utterly held beliefs, if your closely held beliefs are that others are lesser and deserve to be extinct, you have no fucking place in the community. That is why.
Just to be clear, that is the official policy of Hellenic Herald.
As many as possible. Yeah. For a community to be welcoming to as many as possible, it needs to be utterly intolerant to those who would not be, to those who are intolerant. To those who would seek to remove us, must be removed from the community.
And just to be clear,
or it simply will not be safe.
Yes, exactly. And to be clear, just in case anyone needed some information on this, if you are part of the server and you align with these beliefs that queer or that anyone is lesser than or not as good, not as equal of a person as you because of, I don't even give a shit what. And that doesn't mean that they have, that they can't have, that their skill sets or that their knowledge is less. I mean that as a human, as a fellow creature on this earth, if you believe that anyone, for any reason, is lesser of a human than you or deserve less rights and you're on our community, get the fuck out. Don't say anything. I don't give a shit. Just go. And if I find out, you will automatically be banned. This is not a joke. Look, and I say this, I throw a lot of smack on my ma. On my own mother. And I don't actually think she's a Nazi sympathizer. I think she just likes attention. But even I think that she deserves, and I would also say that if you are this person, you'd be like, oh, don't I deserve to be treated as a fellow human? Yes, you do. However, you don't have to be invited to to our party. So, just to clarify that in case anyone has a conniption or something later.
Also, the whole thing, oh, don't I deserve to be treated as a fellow human? You can read another fucking book.
That's true.
You can change your politics. I can't become straight.
Yeah.
A black person can't turn white. You can vote for another fucking party.
Yep.
You can read some goddamn theory and change your mind.
I almost feel bad because I know that B would want
no
it.
minority can.
Yeah. And also we can't come back to life. Like, let's just say that. We can't be reborn. You know, like, that just doesn't work. And if you believe in reincarnation at the same time as this, then technically, like, okay, we could be reborn. But not the same person. You know, we'd be a different person. So
no, it's still a different.
Just to be clear, bugger off.
So if you would like to be within these communities and you hold these beliefs, sit down, read a book, or watch videos. There are a lot of videos about this online. Nearly every pagan YouTuber has a video addressing this. And if they do not, they likely have videos stating their support, however vaguely. Such as the wisdom of Odin, having multiple videos where he refuses to denounce actual Nazi cells within heathenry.
Ooh.
And then cooperates with them openly. Ooh. Cooperates with them in worship and in community.
That's not great. Yeah.
Decidedly very pagan.
Yes. So
I will say I'm also a lot braver online than I am in person because I'm a tiny little 5'2" baby.
I will fucking fight you.
Thank you.
Anyway.
So we were talking about this being an issue.
Yes. Generally, these people don't. So moving away from this, like the warnings and telling people to fuck off and all that.
I'm just being clear. I'm honestly because I think
these people don't call. These people
yes,
don't
you're
call
right.
Themselves
Nazis
openly.
I know.
They don't go, I'm a Nazi. There's usually some euphemism around it, like, hey, I'm a folkist, or cultural preservist.
Yes, cultural. Odinist. Yes, that I've heard that one. I work in the homeschool community, and there's some quite conservative. God damn it, the server's being a dick lately. There's some pretty conservative folks in that community, and I have heard a number of times they're for like, we're for the conservation of like historical accuracy or whatever. And I've had to actually tell someone because they're like, oh, that's really cool. I wonder, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, they're Nazis. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, that's what that means. And they were like legitimately like horrified.
Because they don't seek to preserve a culture, they seek to eliminate the one that currently exists.
Yeah.
Hath been summoned.
You can't preserve a culture that's fucking dead.
That's true.
Like, the ancient cultures have been dead for 1,500 years for the oldest ones. Like, the Hellenic world fucking died, right?
I'm giving a potion of luck to Hermes. Oh, that's so appropriate. Sorry.
Go for it. But like, the moment the Roman Empire officially Christianized the Hellenic world and culture died,
I agree.
It does not longer exist. So you can't claim to preserve a culture that has been dead since the fucking Iron Age.
It's true.
If you're a heathen, the Viking culture, as you would call it, it isn't. But like the ancient Norse culture.
Speaking of that,
ended in the early 1200s when they Christianized.
Did you say yesterday that you also follow a bit of the heathen faith?
I'm a multi-traditionalist. Yes, okay. I pray to the heathen gods as well.
And just to
so you do as well.
Yes. Clarify. Odd. Are you also poly
Odd
pantheon?
Went AFK.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where? What does AFK mean again? I forgot.
Away from keyboard.
Away from keyboard. That's why the K.
They fucked off.
Yeah.
I think their parents called. But
yes. Oh yes, and we have different age groups. That's right. I'm 34. Are you in your 30s or?
I'm 19.
You're 19. I know that's right. We were talking about your voice earlier, yesterday.
Yeah.
And Odd's also a youngin as well.
Yeah.
Why is the turtle on the wall? This is how you die, turtle.
I don't know.
Turtle.
But yeah, so like generally, the rhetoric is very, nationalist. I don't want to say conservative, but that kind of thing.
Oh no, I was
And
just
often they
talking
try to
about.
like go into communities, you know, like quite often a line I've seen a lot is the whole, "Oh, I'm looking for like-minded folk."
Oh yeah.
To that is generally like one of those calls that are like, "Aha, yike." Especially there specifically the folk part of it.
Back.
Folk. Hello, Audrey. Folk is generally used as a dog whistle for like people. Generally white people.
I think in
um,
oopsie. I think
and mostly for the Norse, mostly for the
Alakai did a
heathens.
video on
And
folkism,
sure,
yeah.
Alia Kai did this, yes. We should
Alakai.
link that video in the chat actually, and like in the description when the video comes out. Ocean Cal Toy also did a great one. What was that noise? Right, my computer's just being fucky. Oh,
there's already these on here. These are great.
Ocean Cal Toy did a great video on it. And they are a lot more knowledgeable than any of us. We're not here because we know a lot.
We're here
because
because
this is a very
we are
different format.
also willing to, able and willing to talk about this. And
Yeah.
as you said, it needs to be talked about. I think it needs to be talked about without, to be casually talked
in
about.
a more conversational manner.
Yeah, in a more everyday, like we need to make this a regular conversation of this is not okay until it stops fucking happening, because I mean, it will never fully stop. They'll just
if we
stop
shut
talking
up,
to us.
it's going to be a lot easier for them to infiltrate communities as they often do. Like even in the smaller communities I am in another very small pagan server. There's like 10 active people in it.
Oh wow.
We have to kick out the occasional Nazi.
Really? Oh wow, that's so bad. Do you guys have like
it's not common. It's
an
been
entry,
like 2 or 3 times.
like an entry hallway or something?
Yeah, they just have like. No, we just let people into the server, which is why we have the problem more than many others. Like,
I was gonna say, yeah,
lot of
that's
big.
I noticed a
lot of
significant
big pagan
reduction.
servers. Yeah,
We
a lot
get
of big
raided a
pagan
lot
servers
too.
like Eros, Elinos, I think it's pronounced Elinos, and like the Hold and such have a long process to actually enter the server proper. You only have access to like 3 or 4 chats for a while, so that they can, make sure nobody who shouldn't be there gets in. Weed whack a bit, get out the Nazis and the problem people.
When we noticed, when we started making an entryway, it really, the reason we even did it actually is because we got raided. Fortunately, I believe it was B. B and I were on the server actually looking at stuff at the time. And so we caught them because they were, I mean, they just came in and posted a bunch of really awful graphic, which is also why the moderation on the server went up a little bit. Not a lot. I just basically put it one step above the bare minimum. But the reason for that was the fact that we got raided.
Yeah.
And it was very, the stuff was very graphic. And we caught it before anyone else even saw it. Actually, we like saw it and immediately started taking it down.
Good.
But we caught it real fast. Like nobody even realized it happened. And because it was quite horrendous, and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks one after another, and just some really disgusting rhetoric. And okay, this is really becoming a problem. This server thing.
Yeah. Maybe message host, and we can just talk in the meanwhile. Those crashes are getting annoying.
Yeah, that is. I have to redo what I was doing. That's really annoying. I messaged Melissa. Yeah. She'll figure it out at some point. It'll be great. She's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we did that, it really helped.
I want to quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to quickly address this for like people who may have their own doubts. About? Like, well, they state that the religion is culture bound and such. I've told this before. These cultures have been dead for hundreds of years, and the gods are not bound by blood or culture. Imagine how weak would a deity have to be bound by the amount of fucking melanin in your skin, or how straight you are. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I have no melanin.
And there's historical precedent. So... Melanin, just so I get the terms right, melanin is the color thing, right?
I believe,
like
yeah, I believe so. I should probably know this. My husband's black.
Yeah. I don't talk English. English is my first language. I fuck this up often.
That's right.
Complex words. But yes,
yeah.
There's also historical precedents. We have found, well, not we, but archaeologists have found statues of Greek religion all the way from fucking Britain to the Middle East. Like, and I don't mean, the Middle East, you know, Armenia, that area. No, I mean fucking Arabia. Southern fucking Arabia.
Yeah, and I have to say, as
almost
someone who is Middle
India,
Eastern,
Middle East. Yeah.
There's a lot that was kept, like, written down, and it's actually quite impressive, to be honest. But in addition, in our book club, we've been talking about that, how there's proof of the, or not proof, but like there's remnants of the Greek religion through the Mycenaean era. I may have forgotten how to say it. Mycenaean. There we go. And so yeah, there's quite. There we go. There's quite a history, and it's also, as you were saying, the culture that they're trying to preserve is a, I mean, us too. It's a dead quote unquote culture. Although I call our religion, people call it a living religion now. Like the not grass, rosebush. That's what I want. But yeah, the what they're trying to preserve has been gone. It's been gone for a while. So
yeah, there's a difference.
And there's
like indigenous still living faiths and ones that are dead.
You live on the East Coast, right, Odd? That was Odd back.
Yeah, I've been back. I think.
You are. Never mind.
Yay!
Yeah, I've been back.
I thought I heard you come in.
My parents were talking to me about like stuff for my lunchbox tomorrow, or like next week.
Aww.
I also talked about her about cheese and beans.
Nice.
For different reasons.
Not both food eating reasons.
One of them is.
I love
the
it.
other one is for memes.
The answer to that is no, not for both, not for only eating reasons.
Look, it's Teacher Appreciation Week. I want to get every single one of my teachers a can of beans.
That's an interesting gift. I feel like they're gonna. It's gonna be one of those that they're like both appreciative and confused.
Good.
I feel like you're doing it right. Good job.
That is the point.
Baked beans are a good gift.
I don't know. I've had baked beans. I don't love them. They're
fair enough.
But I mean, my husband's English, so he loves them. He loves them enough for both of us.
Yes, you were gonna ask, order something.
Something from the East Coast.
I was gonna ask Audrey. So I just wanted to, I know you're not in one of those states, I believe, but we in America have quite a problem with this issue, just in general, with the Nazis and the racism and all that stuff. And it's quite prevalent.
I know racism is quite a big thing.
Yeah, it's
just in general. But yeah.
And I just went to Alaska, and although the people were very lovely and very kind, it's very white up there, which is not necessarily a problem in and of itself, but the fact that it does breed an environment generally where some people who, as we're talking about, are not cool may have more of a ability to be uncool or to congregate in places where there is less diversity, because in general, if you're stuck in your little corner of the world, then you're not going to know much about or be as understanding of others' like experiences.
Yeah, very not pog.
Oh, wait. Oh, I can actually give us an example. I'm not saying I was ever a Nazi. I'm just saying I lived with really dumb, shitty parents, okay? I'm not a Nazi. I swear to God.
What a sentence starter.
I know, right?
Which of them?
Okay, so I lived on Rhode Island.
I'm not a Nazi, but...
There was one black family that I had ever seen. Ever. And I was not allowed to be friends with them. Which was really sad now that I look back on that. But
yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh no, my parents are terrible.
Only kinda.
Yeah, my mom, again, I don't think she's really a Nazi. I just think she likes attention. And she'll say anything that's shocking to get that attention. And she's on multiple times said, "Oh, I love Hitler," and we're all like, literally everyone would be like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" It was just she's just after the shock value. I mean, she might be a terrible person. I mean, she is a terrible person, but she also, I'm very certain it's the shock value. But
that's why I have the can of beans thing.
Yeah.
I really do.
So when I first came to California, because I live in California now, I mean, that was shocking. I didn't know people came in this many colors. Like, it was like a coloring book. And I was like, what is going on here? I was genuinely shocked at all of the people who were not pale as fuck. And Julie, note, I'm actually Middle Eastern, but I am very pale. I go to Mexican restaurants now and be like, is it spicy? And they're like, no, it's not spicy. And I go, look at my face. I am a basic ass bitch. Like, I can't take anything.
Like, I've noticed... I've noticed the same thing, because, like, I'm not... I live in Scandinavia proper now, in Sweden specifically. My family's Finnish. We're Slavic. Immigrated from Finland with my mom. I was born here. And we live in like an area with a lot of immigrants, mostly from Poland and the Middle East, but also some from North Africa. And a lot of Chinese, actually, now that I think about it. There's a lot of Chinese around here. So I'm very used to a lot of different people. But when, like, I brought over, I was out with some friends, like, one town over. Some of them got a bit too drunk, and they needed somewhere to crash. Because they couldn't make their way back home. So brought a bunch of them over here. And a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, two of them commented morning after, like, hey, there's a lot of different people around here. Like, what the fuck are you on about? And one of them is from the big city, and one of them is from the fucking countryside.
That'll happen.
So they're very, like, culturally and racially isolated, which is phenomenal.
And I want to point out that even if you are culturally and racially isolated,
it's not a bad thing per se, as long as you're still accepting.
Exactly. You don't have to be a dick. And I think that's the key part in all his conversations is, I mean, don't be a dick.
That's just general guide.
It's fine to be from whatever fucking background. You can be from redneck country, as long as you're not a bastard about it.
Right.
Oh god.
Like, just don't be intolerant. Yeah, just don't be intolerant. I'd also quickly like to address one more thing that's disappointingly often seen in the world in general, but also in our own communities, and that is the homophobia.
Oh
like
yeah.
The general queer phobia.
Oh no.
That's shown that, luckily, quite not that common in like progressive pagan circles, but still appears now and then. Your status, sexuality, sex, gender, none of that fucking matters.
God damn.
None of that fucking matters in the eyes of the gods. And we can confirm this because there are gods of all those things. If you're Norse...
Just Dionysus, that's all I have to say.
If you're a Hellenist, Dionysus exists and has been known to switch gender roles in different myths, being raised as a girl, as an example, being mistaken for a woman multiple times during the Bacchae. There's also Hermaphroditus, which a lot of you may recognize the name. Hermaphrodite. Hermaphroditus is a god of both sexes, both male and female, half and half of both, has all the bits. If you are Norse heathen, so you know the Norse gods, the Viking gods, all that shit, Loki and Odin have both used female forms.
I love Loki.
Loki has Loki's fucking dope. Like they both use female forms. There is a saga, I don't remember the saga, where like a bunch of the gods are around a table and Odin gets roasted because he was a woman among humans for a few years to learn. And he slaps back who is on the ship. And there's multiple myths where Loki changes forms. At one point, Loki becomes a female horse and becomes the mother with another horse of fucking Sleipnir. If these motherfuckers don't believe in being of a human shape, they don't believe in being locked to a gender.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's a good point right there.
Homosexuality is common.
That if they're okay, I mean, also sexuality is a human thing. Like it's not. And I get that you can see that. Oh, you can say like, oh, a sword maker.
That said, yes, sexuality is a human concept.
And I think a lot of times
mythological homosexuality or bisexuality, Poseidon and Apollon have had affairs with other men.
Oh, I know Apollo has. I didn't know Poseidon.
In a male form.
You go see Daddy.
Poseidon. Oh god.
Oh
I feel
boy.
the need to veil my altar. But yeah, Poseidon did.
Mine's constantly veiled because, like, I got a lot of fucking dust in my room.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have to clean my altar today. Actually, today's day.
I share a room. I share a room with a partner.
Of course.
So for purely miasma reasons, I can't have mine open most of the time.
Your altar?
Yeah, I still live at home. So my altar is in my bedroom.
Got it.
Which is quite miasmic by the nature of being a bedroom. So I have to veil it constantly.
Oh, that's interesting. Wait, where's the guest book for this altar? Oh, I found an altar without a guest book. What?
Oh boy.
Wild.
Well, I thought I went around and fixed this
for
all of them. Apparently not.
God.
So we were just talking about first off that there's the large problem, and I think I don't know that there's. I mean, we can't fix, and I hate to say the word fix. Like these people, we can try to educate them and show them that they might not be right.
I would like to clarify: by fixing these people, we don't mean stopping homosexuality. We mean the Nazi.
No, I'm sorry. We mean the Nazis. No, the homosexuals are fine.
Yeah. Sadly, the homosexuals are fine. You're welcome.
Yeah, right. Like they're great.
One of us.
Yeah, one of us. Come join us. But like, it also, to a degree, is not our responsibility to try to educate everyone who comes in being ignorant, being a bastard.
Yes. Actually, we had that discussion yesterday, you and me, where I was asking personal questions about you, and also I actually, oddly enough, I also had the discussion later on yesterday with members of my Thesos, the Southern California Hellenic Polytheists, who I think we're actually going to start doing Discord events with, by the way. Just a little... because we used to stream their events, and then it got really hard. One of us, right? But it got really hard because the internet decided to stop working right. But no, it's not anyone's job to educate you, even if you have the best of intentions and you're asking genuinely out of like wanting to learn and even respectfully. It's not anyone's job to educate you. And if they do,
that also goes for it isn't like it isn't your responsibility, whoever you are, to educate someone.
Yeah, vice versa.
Always prioritize yourself. and in the case of our communities, our worship, our community of worship should be safe for us and welcoming to us. So we should, yes, it's good to try to educate people.
Oh, wow.
But we shouldn't take them into the community for that, because we still need to keep it safe and welcoming for everyone else.
Yes. And I will, yeah, I'm gonna do this from the perspective of the cis, like, I'm not heteronormative though, but like the cis people. I'm gonna take the voice of that and be like, yeah, it's not anyone's job to educate us, and it's shit.
There are, if you want to learn, there's so many fucking resources online.
I will say though, seriously, talking to
go
you
on Google, you can find.
And also last night to the other, for me personally, that's helped me more because it's a more it's a more,
it's a different learning experience.
Yeah, it's not that it's any more informative, it's that it's more, I guess, impactful, I would say. And I think that I learned more from those conversations than I have from research. But that, again, that doesn't mean it's your or anyone's responsibility. You know, just like if I want to pass a test or something, it's not anyone's responsibility to help me learn. I have to make sure to do my own fucking homework. Odd.
Yeah.
Odd. Do your homework.
What? I don't have homework.
Okay, I have
A's and B's in my classes.
Oh,
Why
nice.
is that everyone's responsibility when they're talking about homework? Like, do your homework.
Well, because
my homework.
Okay,
because
hold
you're
on.
the only
Wait
one
a
of us
couple
who
months.
still has homework.
Wait a couple months, and then you
try?
guys can bust on me
Don't
about
shit on
homework
me.
because I'm really trying to start school. So wait a couple months, and y'all can bust on me about doing my homework.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to go back
Cool,
to
I
school.
get to finally bully someone
don't
about
worry.
doing homework.
Sorry, it's just too easy. I heard. I mean, you're the only one of us that gets homework still, right? Wait, Kai, do you get homework?
I'm in preschool. Preschool's rough.
My college doesn't do homework. We just get assigned projects and a deadline, and it has to be finished.
Oh, that's cool.
God, people outside.
No, it really isn't. It is extremely stressful.
Yeah, I had a class. Where it was
but yeah, so I get like, hey,
project. It sucked.
Yeah. And when you have, I have 5 classes that all have that system. It's
Gross.
end me now.
Gross.
I pray a lot to Athena nowadays because holy shit, my academics.
I just put the book in front of Athena's temple to sign. Actually, I need to put a sign that says sign the book.
Wonderful. I need to fill in those information books eventually. But yes, let's return to topic briefly.
Yes.
We could go in depth with like the specific politics of the groups and the names of different groups. I honestly
don't think we need to do that. There's enough.
What I will say, generally, cultural preservation and folkism are like the 2 big ones. You can find, again, go on YouTube, go on Google, Alia Kai, folkism.
She did a really long video.
Google that. She has a video on it. They have a video on it. And Ocean Keltoy and Wolf the Red. They're like a trio. All have good videos on it, addressing it and addressing specific groups, such as I don't remember the Greek one, the Hellenic Union, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like Indica and Wisdom of Odin and such. And they address it more specifically. They have more knowledge. This is a general overview of who they are and why they're fucking wrong. And why literally anyone can worship. The gods are welcoming and loving. And don't give a damn about your skin or where you stick your dick or lack of dick, for that matter.
Hey, it's not a lack. Your coochie fell out.
Yeah.
You're like,
Or
what?
lack of sticking.
I'm sorry.
You don't stick anything anywhere.
That's a reference. I'm so sorry. That's a reference to something. I'm so sorry. But yes, exactly. And I mean, even if what?
No, go on. Sorry.
Oh, and even I would say like Here's an argument, or not really an argument, but a statement I use a lot, which is the fact that we are puny-ass mortals, and applying our rules to the gods is at best vain and presumptuous.
At worst, hubris.
At worst, hubris.
Thinking
yeah.
you can control them.
Yeah, and and I don't know about you guys, but the gods don't have like a good track record with being merciful with that shit. Like they don't like that shit. And then on top of that, I was gonna say, oh, you put a couple of these things around, huh? These little hut. Oh no, this is the same one I found last time.
Yeah.
The cry. What is this again? So I can put a sign up here?
I think I've placed the Way Shrine.
The Way Shrine. Thank you.
Yes.
And then on top of that,
it's not Greek in origin. It's based on a Roman thing. But it had overlap in the later Hellenic period.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think.
Is there something? Should I put instructions? I put Way Shrine like WAY. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then is there like people pray here or something? I don't.
To my understanding, basically, yeah, you stopped by during travels. It's like a Herm XL. So like you put your cars at crossroads and the travel.
No, I want to write prayers to go.
I mean, that was too.
Oh, I entertained myself.
No, again, I'm not entirely sure. Like, this is a concept I read about.
Well, then we have the Herm right across from it, so that's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Melissa was the one who started putting the Herms in, and they're brilliant.
They started just appearing everywhere, I've noticed.
Cry told me about that. Like,
every time I log on, there's another fucking Herm somewhere.
Melissa, I think, I don't know if it's all her, but I know she started it. And,
yeah.
It was...
Actually,
wait, where would I want to put hanging skulls?
Here's a less serious topic to, like, bridge between another thing, which I think we're kind of done with. We've addressed most things we can in this format.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just wanted to make sure people, like, you don't have to try to rehabilitate or change, you know, these people to a more enlightened, we're talking about Nazis, enlightened, you know, and accepting viewpoint. Sometimes it's best for you to just fucking walk away, or like we do, just keep them out of the community because of the pain that, or difficulty, the frustration, the energy that will go into that. At the same time, there was something I was going to bring that up into, and also I forget what I was going to say, like tie it into something about the queer community. Oh no, we did that. The queer community doesn't have to explain, and we don't have to you know, to educate them. That I said all of it. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, when you asked me about transitioning and such earlier.
So, yeah, I think you're right. I think we covered all the things that we were thinking about yesterday.
Yeah.
I want to put a statue with 3 heads on it.
Yeah. The next topic we're going to cover was mythic literalism.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But before that, for any newbies who may be listening, or someone who doesn't know about it, a more funny topic to bridge it: Herms.
Herms. Oh man, I was dying. Hold on, let me go find
Herms are one of those fun things from ancient Greece. Herms are, as you may hear from the name, statues dedicated to Hermes, put on crossroads to mark them out.
Oh, wait, there's our Herm.
They are basically slabs of rock or concrete stuck into the ground, like these pillars, to mark out crossroads. They work as like way signs, effectively. And you could like pour some oil on it or lay a coin for fortune when you were traveling. They had 2 features, usually one. But the 2 were
usually one.
A penis, and the head of Hermes on top of it, on top of the slab, not the cock. However, the head of Hermes was negotiable.
I love that the head was negotiable.
Wasn't all of them. Yeah, no, you didn't have to have Hermes' head. You did, however, need his dick.
I like how the penis is the non-negotiable part.
I also appreciate this. I also just decided that I'm going to do something.
Like, it was also like a sign of bad luck if a Herm lost its cock before you went traveling.
There was one early
so there are stories
where I realized that it was a switch, and I didn't realize it was a cock. And I went to switch it thinking it does something, and I broke it, and I was like, ah! And then Melissa explained to me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I was like, pagan panic.
You broke the penis. Jail.
Like, there are stories of these big expeditions about to happen in ancient Greece, and then they, like, a bunch of Herms' dicks fell off, and they go like, well, fuck, we can't do it now.
Yep. Oh no.
And had to delay until they could repair the Herm. We can't go on the trip
that we're probably gonna die from.
Yeah. Sometimes they went anyway. The story of Alcibiades is a great one. Military expedition. Literally the night before the military expedition is about to leave with the fleet, a bunch of drunk fucking teenagers used to run around Athens breaking the dicks of statues.
No.
Boy. That sounds like a time.
Yeah,
and they
that
seem
does
to be more
sound
like, fuck, we can't go, mate. We can't go. All the Herms have lost their cocks because of drunk teenagers. And Alcibiades leader goes, don't worry about it. And the entire Athenian army gets slaughtered to a man. In like a couple of weeks. Down to the man.
I'm gonna put a Herm in a couple places actually, because
go for it. So yeah, don't fuck with the Herms.
Yeah, don't do that. That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Ah!
Generally, if you see a statue of a god, don't break it. It's not like a sign of fortune to break a statue of a god.
That seems like a sign of being a dick. That's what it seems like.
Ironic in this case.
Very ironic.
So
we thought the same fucking thing.
So we're gonna talk about Nash. It was literalism. That's right.
Literalism, yes. Audrey.
Yes.
My dumb gay child.
Okay, yes.
So mean.
Do you know what mythic literalism means?
No.
Okay. Well, you're meant to ask what it is, Audrey. That's the Socratic dialogue we're setting up here, like the method.
I already said no.
The narrative device.
What the fuck is this?
Thank you for complying with the narrative advice.
One second, you guys keep going. There's somebody at the door for me, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. So, mythic literalism, for you, Audrey, and those who are listening who are not familiar, Jesus fucking Christ, is...
Whatever's going on.
Let me check the stream real quick while I do this.
You're checking how many people are gonna learn.
It's generally the belief that the myths are literal historical tellings of what has happened. As an example, because I like mocking Christianity.
Of course. As do I.
Yes, it's a very fun pastime.
It is. It's quite enjoyable.
Believing that the flood is an actual thing that happened, or that the Exodus is an actual thing that happened, and that the Bible is correct in a historical telling, rather than it just being a moral, religious story. That is an example of mythic literalism. For our purposes, as Hellenists, and as pagans in general, that would be believing that Athena, during the story of what happened, that like she actually stepped down to the earth, bonked someone, and turned them in with a weapon, like with a stick, smacked someone over the head, and turned them into a spider. That is the belief that actually literally happened, instead of being a moral story. Or The most common obstacle, and this is quick trigger warning for sexual assault and such, because we're going to talk about the gods and the stories. The belief that gods like Zeus and Poseidon and Hades are rapists. You know, that they force themselves on women in the shape of different animals. Mm-hmm. Which is an obstacle I know a lot of people have, like, hey, I want to worship, but the gods seem like raging cunts. That have done some horrible shit. Like, that's a common obstacle. If you hold to mythic literalism. However, almost nobody in ancient times did. Like, even when you read, like, first-hand sources of philosophers discussing the gods, none of them believe that gods actually came down in the shape of people and assaulted others, or actively partook in wars, like during the Iliad and the War of Troy and such. Rather, they believed these to be moral stories telling of the nature of the gods, but also the culture at the time. As an example, Zeus, king of kings, king of the gods, the great lord of heaven.
You're gonna go to Zeus.
He's the most obvious one and the easiest one to talk about.
King of all of these stories as well.
Hi. I'm back, by the way.
Hello.
Sorry.
We're discussing Zeus.
We just talked about him last night, actually, at the Hecate event, which was really funny. I have a feeling I know where we're going. Mm-hmm. Continue.
He's often cast because you couldn't really talk about the kings and the tyrants during the time without, you know, getting stabbed.
Yeah, just a light stabbing, though, not too serious.
Yeah, gentle stabbing for the gods.
Stab for the gods.
The gods were often cast in the roles of kings. So when Zeus does something fucking horrible, that is often telling of a crime of a king or a ruler, or like a father of a family, and how dynamics worked. As an example, Persephone's wedding. When Zeus handed off her hand to Hades and she was abducted and wed in the underworld, that is not a commentary on Zeus being a terrible person and a horrible father. That is a telling on how marriage worked in ancient Greece, and we discussed this earlier during the Nazi problems section of this stream. Or video, if you're watching the video
I think
version.
we talked about it yesterday. I don't think we talked about it in this stream.
And yesterday too.
Where
yesterday too.
Things work different, y'all.
Ancient Greece wasn't a good way. Women had basically no fucking rights in most city-states.
Which was still more than some places than most places in the world.
The idea of
sadly enough
and marriage was basically the same thing as long as the father agreed to it. It wasn't a good place. And these stories don't reflect only the gods, they reflect the gods as seen by the culture at the time.
Mm-hmm.
If these religions were new today, if Zeus revealed himself today, we wouldn't cast him as the patriarch of a family like the ancient Greeks did, or as a king.
Not automatically, anyway.
As the ancient Greeks did. We'd probably cast him as some sort of like national head, or like
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, patriarch figure, like yeah.
I thought you meant like if the deity Zeus came up today and be like, oh, hey guys, I'm a god.
If it's the first time he revealed himself today, like they appeared today and he was like, hey, here we are, worship. Instead of having done that thousands of fucking years ago during the Mycenaean Age or even earlier, we'd see them very differently because of how our culture informs power and the different archetypes they felt.
Yes.
We'd see them very differently, just as the ancient Greeks saw them very differently from the ancient Romans or the ancient Etruscans, or the ancient Armenians, for that matter.
I know nothing about ancient Armenians, just for the record. I'm proud of the fact that I'm a terrible Armenian at this moment. I'm working on it, you guys. I don't like my culture, but I realize that is very similarly to experiences like what we're talking about, like learning and recognizing that your opinions and thoughts may be wrong and they may be inherited. Like we're just talking about like the Nazi shit briefly again. I did not inherit a good understanding of Armenian and Middle Eastern history and stuff from my family, and I'm now learning, because I can learn sometimes, that was incorrect, and there's probably a lot that I don't know, and so I'm having to first face my own inner problems, and then I'll start learning the information. So
yeah, honestly,
so
same. Because American culture is based off stealing things and shooting things.
Right. Yeah. I think I got more of an American culture, but to continue.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm just saying, don't use me as your thing, your judgment for it.
I'm not going to use you
Good.
as an example of an Armenian.
Good.
I say ancient Armenia because that was a Hellenized culture that few people think of as Hellenic.
I didn't know that.
Very rarely mentioned in history.
That's kind of cool. So technically, I went back to my roots.
Like, what is?
So technically, I went back to my roots.
Kind of. But like, it was a large, kind of. It was a large part of like the Hellenistic kingdoms during that period. But since Rome rolled in and took over Greece, like a couple decades later, people just fucking forget the Hellenistic kingdoms to the east.
True.
Such as Armenia, such as Bactria.
I don't know that one.
Bactria was a far eastern fucking Greek kingdom, or Hellenistic kingdom, that was almost in the Asian steppe. It was on the edge of the Asian steppe. Bactria went to war with China. That's how far these fucking cultures spread. Bactria fought China.
See, I need people who are more historically knowledgeable than me, because I'm terrible.
Yeah. If you want to learn about that, look up the War of the Heavenly Horses. Anyway.
I've heard of that. That's weird. Oh.
If you want a different cultural image of the gods, to understand how culture forms our view of them, the Etruscans, which were northern Italian Hellenic immigrant people, have their religion that the Romans was based on. The Romans didn't take their image of the god from the Greeks, they took them from the Etruscans. That is where we get names such as Minerva and Jupiter. They are from the Etruscans. Whereas in Greece,
I feel like you need to lead a history class for us.
I should sometime.
You and
whereas
B.
in Greece, Theus.
B would probably love to do that.
But sounds dope. I'd have to talk to him about it. But yes, as in Greece, Zeus was cast as an unfaithful husband who had many affairs, and Hera as a jealous, unhappy wife and mother.
I mean, I fucking wonder why.
Yeah. The Etruscans had a different view because they had a different culture around family. For the Etruscans, Jupiter was cast as the loyal leading father. And Juno, I believe the Etruscan name for Hera was Juno. I'm terribly sorry if there's any Roman Hellenists or Etruscan Hellenists who listen to this. I'm basically exclusively Greek worshipper when it comes to this. I don't know the names, but yes, Juno was cast as a faithful wife and mother of the family, which is extremely different because they had a different cultural idea. So the gods who then embodied those ideas took upon a different identity. Because these myths aren't literal tellings of history. They are examples.
Yeah, and
showing our relationship with the gods and the gods' relationship with us and each other, and also the relationship of the culture we find ourselves in.
Yes, and I think that's a big struggle, as we mentioned, it's a struggle that I had, where it took me a minute to be like, oh, we're not supposed to take these literally. Okay, that makes it easier for me, because I had a big problem with Zeus originally too, actually.
Almost everyone does.
Especially...
I did too for a few months.
As someone who has experienced assault. And it was very. It was hard, and I think maybe that's why he's like not talking to me right now, because I had a real problem, and you know, sometimes when I get all uppity and like ooh, or you're like not nice, and so I feel
anyone reacts to the word rape very well.
Yeah, no one does.
No.
Unless you're a psycho.
I mean, I would hope that you don't, and if you also do react to it in a positive way, GTFO. Just leave.
Yeah.
But
Seek
so
therapy, or don't and be gone.
Yeah. Or don't. We don't need to hear it. It's fine. But yeah, it's hard for a lot of people, and I think especially a lot of female identifying people who have and anyone who has experienced assault to come to terms with that.
I will also
but there's a difference, like you're saying. Our society is different, and the presentations and interpretations of the deities are different, and also the values that we hold now. Where we're like, that's not okay. And also remember that the stories, I mean, look, Zeus didn't write his autobiography himself, right? Someone else
human
wrote.
bards did.
Yeah.
Had an agenda.
Yeah, and also men and toxic masculinity that has been around for ages.
Yeah.
So what was considered
And also
awesome back then is now like super cringe.
Like abducting your wife is looked upon as a not cool thing to do anymore.
Yeah.
I'd also quickly like to mention, because we brought that up, like, we brought that up as like, oh, it's often hard for female identifying people, and the masculinity aspect of these myths that wrote them.
Yeah.
It can also be hard, and I do not want to discredit like the female experience, or the AFAB experience, female identifying people. It is very real, and it is more common than for men. That said, for AMAB people, there is a risk as well, and it can be hard. As an example, as you can probably tell from my voice, am not born a woman, and have experienced similar experiences.
Yes, that's actually why it occurred to me, and I added in, or anyone who has experienced that.
Yeah, and your experiences are very, very valid, and I would just like to put it out there. If you've experienced these things, no matter who you are, your experiences are valid.
100%, yeah.
You should not have to hide that because you feel that you will not be taken seriously, or because you feel like, or because you are male, it cannot happen to you. It can, and it is as serious as it will be with anyone else.
100%, yeah, and that's why I added at the end there, like, and anyone who's experienced it, because it's awful. And is it?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't. It's not that. See, I'm not even thinking like statistically more likely. It's also the issue of reporting and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Yes, it
is. And you were never fallen commented in the stream. I didn't tell you guys. We have people actually watching the stream. Was saying like they're like, I mean, you can in regards to kidnapping your wife, but you'd be charged with kidnapping though. And it's like,
and everyone around you who learns it would either hate you or be, not a good person to hang out with.
Yeah, there's also something else I want to bring up on the note of the kidnapping thing, because for a long time, the idea of women or females, actually wanting to or having any desire of anything, like, it was very much of a like, no, you're supposed to be pure until we want you not to be. And so the idea of that, it can be and has often been labeled as something else. Like, for a while it was if you disagreed with your husband for a while, you had hysteria and you needed treatment, and so the idea of also kidnapping your wife can be the justification in the rhetoric that was written by the men, right? Who would be uncomfortable with this scenario of, oh, Yeah, he just whisked her away, and it makes it so that she didn't have a say in it, right? As opposed to if she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, please." I'm sorry, I'm tempted to say Daddy Hades.
Remember, women are not allowed to be horny, and they must eat
Don't
cornflakes.
please stop calling the fucking gods daddy.
Yeah,
God, I fucking can't.
Cease.
Have you guys not seen the
Also,
Daddy
on that note of,
Hephaestus shirt?
Oh no.
The what?
There's a
I don't
Daddy
want to.
Hephaestus t-shirt. I didn't
don't
design
want
it.
To.
Oh, it's
What a
fantastic.
horrible day to have ears.
Oh, it's like a running thing. Sorry.
What a horrible day to have ears. Working ones at that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd also, God, what was I gonna say? On a specific note, like, oh no, women can't be horny, or like, you have passion or desire. If anyone here watched our Bacchae, where we performed the ancient play, the Bacchae.
Oh yeah.
You can tell in that, through the eyes of the old men of the city who are intolerant, like the tyrant. I don't remember his name. The king bastard.
Oh, yeah.
He was secretly gay for Dionysus by the dialogue. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Sexually repressed bastard.
Dude, we did a drinking game last year with
saw it
that.
as this. Oh my god. But saw it this horrible thing, that like, oh no, these women are out dancing and hunting and drinking. Presumably having sex.
No, they're having fun.
How horrible! This is a rebellion. This is a
know.
revolution. We must stop it. And that is the idea of the play. Like, oh no, the women have gone mad. They are dancing.
Yeah,
that was a big theme in a lot of ancient Greek plays, because that was a constant cultural debate: should women have free will or not? Which
and
we can
I
now
love that it
obviously
was
in the
a
modern day
debate
say
back
yes,
then too.
yes, they fucking should. They should. This debate was 2,000 years ago. We are past it now.
I mean, we thought we were. I don't know anymore.
We should
some
be
dickwads
past
out there.
No. There's some bastards for everything.
Right.
Yeah, valid.
We discussed those bastards earlier.
God damn it! I did so much work on the path too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to manually save it too, and I keep forgetting.
But yeah, so these stories aren't literal tellings. They are culturally informed stories, telling equally of the gods and of the culture that they came from.
Well, I don't know, equally.
And how the world used to work.
Yeah. And also, one of the things was that our perception, along with our understanding and like, not our understanding, but how the values have changed. Also, one of the things we talked about last night, giving the example of Zeus, is that the way that we perceive actions are different. So, and that has to do with what we were talking about before with the cultural differences. But also, for example, Zeus, as the god, as the king of the gods, his role was to continue the legacy. And so that's not something we think about now, right? So how we think about things that happened is differently too. So it affects how we judge them. Here we go. Welcome back, Cry.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so there's we talked a lot about with different examples like Medusa and stuff. Yesterday how it's like not fucking literal. I mean, it can be, but it probably isn't. Like my mom was like, "Oh, wasn't Medusa ugly?" And
no, well, kind of, but also yes, but also no, but kind of.
Well, yeah,
yes,
that's.
But actually, no, but kind of.
Yeah. We were talking about that the other day, that many things from the gods can be both a gift and a curse. And it's fine.
Which I am. Also, a lot of these stories, the horrible versions we hear, such as Medusa was raped in a temple, and Athena punished her for it harshly, is not the actual original story for it.
Oh yeah, and also like
They were
like
written by
fables and
Roman
stuff.
authors, specifically Ovid, the bastard, Ovid. Um, they again set the gods as authority figures from Roman culture,
Yeah.
mostly Augustus, who was the first Roman emperor, um, and his generals and such, and the people around him. And all the gods had a role of one of them, displaying the cruelty of those in authority, using gods as stand-ins, instead of literally saying, oh yeah, Augustus did this fucked up thing. They said, well, it was Poseidon. Or, hey, it was Zeus. Hey, it was Athena.
Mm-hmm. And then
There's where we
also
get
very
stories
similar to
such as
like
Medusa being a triple victim from Poseidon and Athena and the curse and all of that shit. Or
yeah.
Arachne being fucking smote, just smited instantly for being proud of herself. Those weren't original stories. They are anti-authoritarian parodies of the original stories to show how utterly fucking cruel the Roman Empire was.
And it's not just that. A lot of these stories were, they were talked about back then as well. And if you want to think of it like Aesop's fables-ish, sometimes there are stories that are there specifically to to influence the people of that day and be like, oh, we need to follow the rules because it's not a person's rule, which like you're saying, it's representative. It actually is representative of the person, but it can be like, oh, it's not us, it's the gods. The gods are telling you to behave this way, like you have to, because it's a god, and it was much more likely.
The Iliad presents a brilliant example of this.
Oh yeah, please.
If you wouldn't mind a brief,
of course,
tangent about a myth. So in the Iliad, I don't remember the exact chapter, but there's a part where Aphrodite, the gossipy teenage girl goddess of love, as she's often portrayed, steps onto the battlefield and helps her people. She heals them, she carries them away from battle, she takes a spear for them, for God's sake. Then she returns to Mount Olympus, and Zeus scolds her because a woman's place is not on the battlefield, and that she should stay on Mount Olympus, and so she does because she obeys her father as her daughter should.
Not
words, the words of the Iliad. I don't think a daughter should obey her father without question. No child should. And that's one of those instances, because that shows this was a clear fucking debate. Because Aphrodite wasn't just Aphrodite Eros, as we see her now. She was Aphrodite Ares, Aphrodite the warlike, at this time when the Iliad was first written down. A goddess of love and sex and passion and battle and war and violence and blood.
Yeah, Aphrodite has a lot more to her.
The passion of battle. Yeah, like the Dorian Aphrodite, Aphrodite Ares, was a goddess of all passion, sex, and war alike, just as her partner Ares was for them. Only she was the feminine equivalent to his masculine version of it. The Greeks in the rest of the world that wasn't Doria, it's not called Doria, but like the Dorian part of Greece, so like Sparta and the nearby states, didn't like the idea of women wearing armor and having sex and going into battle and training. Preposterous. I know, right?
So, I mean, I can't even imagine it.
They put in this part where this warlike goddess was explicitly told to act like a woman was supposed to act in the rest of Greece. And that's one of those fable moments where it's very clearly not a part of like the religion, but a part of the culture.
Exactly.
Meant to teach a lesson to the people.
Exactly, and these were used not just for the stories of the gods, but also, to, serve as a warning to people who are gonna step out of line and all that nonsense. Yeah,
the gods state you must not fight because you are a woman. is like a very clear political message from the ruling class of ancient Greece at the time. Of course, this wasn't a god-given order. These were a bunch of old men in a palace somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Probably somewhere in fucking Attica, ordering the poem around, changing it for their political benefit.
And
So
I mean, and the same thing has
fabled
been done
examples.
for
There's a lot
many
more.
cultures, for many.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm gonna probably you're gonna get some shit on this one, but very probably the Bible. This happened to a bunch.
Oh yes,
So
damn near guaranteed.
It happens so much throughout history. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I did a bunch of work on this path. I'm trying to make sure to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so other topics. I feel.
Audrey,
Oh boy. Yeah.
So
do you
excited.
have any questions about anything we've said this far, or something you would like to discuss?
Not particularly, because I don't really know much about what I'd like to discuss in general, because I don't know a lot of topics.
What is a thing you don't know a lot about?
What's a
Fuck, you can't just ask me that. There's so many things.
You can't just
I
ask.
can't name things if I don't know what they are.
Let me see.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Well, I was thinking about just right now the organizations, because we did mention some, and that we've talked about that on the other stream though. But you can just practice alone, like it's fine, it's totally fine.
Yeah. Solitary practice is fine. I was a solitary
practitioner.
Jesus fucking Christ! Ah, my tongue. I
What
was a
did you
solitary
do?
practitioner for a few. I can't speak today. I was solitary for a few months before I joined any server of any kind. And that's fine. You can work on your own. However, if you want to seek a community, you can. But we are also not bound to a single church, as the Christians are. I'm in 5 different servers that all have to do with worship.
Oh my god, I'm in so many.
Oh boy.
I've partaken in rituals with 3 different communities. I have watched plays from multiple different ones.
You were in a play.
50.
I was in a play, yes. I played, what the fuck was his name? Messenger number 2 in the arcade.
Messenger number 2. Ah, yes, my favorite character.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But yeah, you do you, boo.
Slave. Yeah. So you don't have to be bound to a single group. In fact, I would advise joining 2 or 3 different ones just to get a multitude of perspectives and more learning possibilities from the different things you see in the different communities. Because different communities do things very differently.
Different people do things
As
differently.
an example here, Hellenic Herald. Hellenic Herald is very,
I'm very casual.
Fuck it, let's just fucking do something. Let's just go for it, wing it, Who needs a fucking plan?
Which
very
is
community
odd
based,
because in
okay,
every other part of my
There's
life,
5 of us here.
I'm not like that.
Yeah, it's very community based. Okay, there's 5 people here. Let's just fucking do something. Let's do a ritual.
Yeah.
Let's dedicate a goddamn Among Us game to Dionysus.
Ding, 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 ding.
And let me.
That was such a fun Among Us game.
Oh, we should totally do that. That was such a fun Among Us game, and I was Dio like 3 times. That was so great.
Being the imposter.
I know, Dio the imposter.
Meanwhile,
into the 3rd imposter.
Meanwhile, the other groups, such as Hieras Elionas, I think it's pronounced like that.
Oh yeah,
is extremely professional about how they do things. They lay out and they schedule things weeks in advance.
They're so good.
And host festivals. unofficial things, they are very good.
I think
I
they're
don't want to roast them for so professional and stuff. No, they're very good.
I think they're the first largest,
kind.
like the biggest Discord server, Hellenic Discord server currently, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, I think they have like they have like 500 Hellenic members. It's nuts.
I think the hold is bigger, but they are multi-traditional. They welcome all faiths.
I actually haven't. I don't know the hold. I keep hearing about them for some reason. I haven't.
The hold is a community server, kind of, for different polytheists that is hosted by a few different YouTubers, that polytheist YouTubers.
Oh.
It's like an alliance type server. So it's quite big, but it's also multi-traditional.
Got it. I mean, I want us to be multi-traditional, but it's just, you know, my vibe attracts certain people. We actually
when you have the title Hellenic in the Discord, Hellenists will come in.
Yes. Yeah, no, it was no, I mean, yes, that too. I meant to have it sound like more like we have reconstructionists in the Hellenic Herald server, and we have some of our.
Yeah.
I think at least one of our mods is recon, but also yes, I do want us to have a space for people of other faiths, and I would, although it's a Hellenic polytheist server, I would be honored and delighted to have more people of different faiths, because I think we can learn so much from each other.
Yeah.
Just genuinely, and
diversity of thought is always welcome.
But it's also really great, because we talked about this yesterday at the Southern Hellenic Polytheists, is that maybe it was with you, I don't remember. It's good to have people that will come and say, defend your answer, basically, of life or whatever, and not in the sense of saying like invalidating your beliefs, but like my boyfriend, when I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I'm Hellenist, whatever, like he came and he was like, all right, what's a Hellenist and what do you do, blah blah blah. And now it's really funny, because this is probably one of the highest compliments, and I don't mean to knock anybody when I say this, is that he came and he was like, I've met a lot of people who say they're pagan and blah blah blah, and he's like, you're the first one that I've met that I think is genuinely fucking religious. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Also, yeah. I don't know what to react to that.
Also, question.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay.
Like, I don't want to be a dick,
also,
but like,
that's a thing we could address. Harold, what is the difference between a reconstructionist, revivalist, and an eclectic pagan?
Oh shit. Okay, so you asked me the question that I only recently have remembered the answer to. So I, for the longest time, thought I was reconstructionist. I'm not. Reconstructionist is very traditional, and they're trying to actually remake what happened, which is really cool. Like, very historically accurate, like as best as they can, without, hurting other things and etc. As opposed to a revivalist, which is like, look, we're not trying to make this the way it was because we can't. Like, it's not back then, it's today. So we're gonna try to bring the practice into today, and like not necessarily modernize it, but make it more relevant, while
I think modernizing is a fair idea.
Okay, like I don't want to, I mean, I definitely modernize it for sure.
Yeah, like
I think
revivalists seek like the informations from the past still, but adapted to the modern day.
Yeah, I think I'm more I think I'm even more revivalist than some other revivalists I know. Not in the sense of that I'm better or anything, but in the sense that I'm like, yeah, let's play Among Us for Dionysus. Like, that is a legitimate way of worship for me. And
yeah,
I think I'm gonna get on my TED Talk thing for like a second, which is one of the reasons I do that.
Go ahead.
Is because of the fact that there are so many, and I did this, and I don't know if you felt like this odd or cry, but I've heard a lot of people, and please tell me if you have, come in and they're like, oh, I need to do everything exactly this right, or the gods won't like me, and then I don't know. Like, it's very anxieting, and I hate that.
I've been there.
Right? And then,
I
like,
used
you
to
don't...
be like that, not for this server, though.
Yeah,
it's for a different server, a witch one. But then I was like, okay, you actually know. I can, like, vibe.
It's more about the vibe, really.
So...
Yeah, and I think
and that's what I do.
And when we're a community that encourages it's about the intention, then we can't also say you have to do it this way or else the intention is bullshit. That's my problem with it. Like, that's... Yeah. I don't have a problem with Reconstructionists, or most of the rituals that actually, that was dumb. I did a bad thing. Most of the rituals that we do within the Southern Hellenic Polytheists, which I go to every month now, and they're awesome, are very structured. And and it's great. And we were actually talking about that because, like, me and, like, at least one other person just showed up because I was in Alaska 3 days ago, right? I literally didn't know I was going to be coming to this ritual last night until day before yesterday. And I just showed up with tea. And I wouldn't have been able to do that had they not taken the time to make this very structured, ritual for us. But at the same time, I also recognize that as a spoonie, there are days when I just fucking can't. And the best that I can do is nod to my altar.
Could you quick address what a spoonie is?
My apologies. As I have a chronic illness. The term spoonie comes from an example that someone had done for a friend. I believe the person had MS, and they were trying to explain to their friend what it's like to live with a chronic illness like that, and with MS. And the idea is basically that you have, if you play video games, you'll understand this, you have only a certain amount of energy to go through the day, and we don't even necessarily know how much energy that is. But every time you do something, you use up some of that energy, right? And so you have to...
IRL mana.
Yeah, IRL mana, exactly. So that's why I didn't say mana. Like, I was like, if you play video games, like, 'cause I wasn't sure people are going to understand that. But yeah, and it's... I told, actually, my Hephaestus, the Southern California Hellenic Polytheist, yesterday that if I can ever avoid it, I will always, from now on, get my groceries for pickup. Because the amount of anxiety that goes into, as a female, and someone who's presenting as female, and maybe it's just me, because some people apparently don't get bugged, but I get stopped every time. Every time I go outside. And I get it. I have purple hair. I'm a personable person. But at the same time, sometimes I just want to get the thing done because I just want to fucking go home. And I'm always, like, fighting with that. Okay, what do I wear to, like, deter people from talking to me? And a lot of energy goes into that. So, for spoonies who have, or people with chronic illnesses who are like, yo, I want to do a thing, but I either don't have the stuff for a ritual because I'm new, or that they don't have the energy for it.
Just straight don't have energy.
Yeah, what can I do? And I literally told someone on the server yesterday, I was like, you can drink water for the gods. Like, that's fine. Because I feel like we need to make sure to include people like myself who, I used to have migraines 3 times a week. I was incapacitated like half the time. And it really got to me, honestly, that I couldn't do what I believed was right to honor the gods.
Yeah.
And if you have a close relationship with a deity, that can be hard if you're having a hard time. So that's my little thing. I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah. Also, real quick on that. Oh, give water to the gods. That's a thing. It's a libation, and it's just pour a glass of water, say a prayer, and pour it out in honor of the gods as a gift. An offering doesn't have to be something special and complex or big. It can be a glass of water to show that you appreciate the gods. That's all it has to be.
Yeah, just that you're thinking about it, and you're trying,
Yeah.
And also, you can also drink a glass of water for the gods, especially if you don't like drinking water.
Self-care can be worship. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Everyone go drink your water.
In fact, yeah, stay hydrated. And in fact, if you hold to kernips, which is like cleansing water, self-care is explicitly worship, because then cleaning yourself is what is worship.
And it's also it's a great way, not drinking necessarily, but taking care of yourself, washing your hands and stuff like that. We were actually talking about last night how we loved that our religion was tied so heavily to like cleanliness, because like in COVID we were all like, yep, we're good.
Yeah. Like I clean myself twice daily, specifically for worship reasons. Which is quite handy.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of a pandemic.
It was quite handy. I confessed to flaunting that in front of my very Christian, very conservative father.
Yeah. Fair. I do not think anyone can fault you for that.
I have fun busting him now, because I actually told that to my little brother yesterday. I was like, no, I can give him shit because I'm an adult now and he can't do anything about it. And we've established that this is our relationship, and that, you know, I set the tone for our adult relationship with that. But, ooh, pretty. New walkway for Demeter's temple. Fuck. That looks so pretty. I got distracted.
Fucking crow brain.
I do have a crow brain. Speaking of which,
I think all of us here have crow
like,
brains.
Oh, shiny.
Honestly.
Oh my god, I'll do that.
Like that crow brain activated like when you sent like the cigarette holders. And
oh yeah.
All like shiny. Oh my god, shiny.
That's half the reason I got them, is because they were shiny. I'm gonna be honest. They're just We're we're referencing something we talked about yesterday, because yours truly has decided that weed is forever a part of her life, because no squid, no, oh, it died. It just landed itself. Like, it was like, I'm gonna go be I'm gonna be a human, and then it, you know, Ursula wasn't around,
then
so
it wasn't a human. Evolution took too long. Cool down for evolution's fucking wild.
I think I just have to get rid of the stairs here, but
Also,
yeah, I know, awesome, completely random.
This is something I'd like. Yeah, this is something I'd like to mention, because I know most likely the people who would watch this are also in internet culture or into gaming of some variant. The Among Us game to Dionysus.
That was so good.
It's mostly Damastery, but it isn't just Damaster we came up with.
No, it wasn't.
Dionysus is a god of theater, and the mask specifically taking upon a different, unique identity.
I honestly thought
theater.
The reason that I even well, first off, there were a couple things. There was, because it was for a community event, so it had to be something that was able to be multiplayer and easily multiplayer and accessible. Oh shoot, hold on. I accidentally muted us before. I thought I unmuted me, but I muted me. So you need to say that again, actually.
How long?
Just the Among Us game, because the rest of it was dumb.
Okay.
I was coughing, that's why I muted myself on the stream.
Thank God for that. Thank the gods. So, Amogus.
Landing yourself.
Amogus.
No. The Among Us game in Dionysus' honor is a legitimate thing. It's not just internet damastery, and I mention this because I know anyone who watches these streams or videos are likely in some manner involved in internet culture and are some variant of a gamer or is interested in games and online things. So, in Dionysus' tradition, he is a god of the theater and of the masks, taking upon another identity through theater and role-playing of different kinds. So, a social acting game and deception game like Among Us follows that identity change through the masks in his tradition very well and acts as a form of theater with the community. In the same way, so you can dedicate that to him. In the same way, you can probably dedicate like strategy playing.
I was gonna say Call of Duty. I want to play Call of Duty for Ares.
Yeah, Call of Duty for Ares. Fuck it, War God. Why not?
I played Hades before.
Why not?
I played Hades for
Why
Hades.
Yeah.
And
go
I mean,
for
and
it.
that's
Who's
the
gonna
thing.
fucking stop you?
So just to explain what I was saying before, also, it wasn't just I love Among Us, let's play Among Us. It was for a community event, so there were some rules that I had to figure out, right? Which we needed a community event that was going to be, or a game that was going to be able to be played by multiple members of the community because it was for a festival for Dionysia. And it also had to be one that I thought like it was going to need to be easy and popular, so a lot of people can play it. But also, like, I genuinely looked at Among Us, and because of the fact that Dionysus, I didn't go the theater route in my head. I was like, oh, he's not a trickster god, but I feel like he likes tricks and pranks and things like that. And I think that Among Us would be a game, I genuinely was like, you know what? If Dio was here and I was like, yo, dude, what game do you want to play? I feel like he'd be like, yeah, I'd love to play Among Us, like, totally. I genuinely think of that in the way that the relationship that I have with the gods, when I think of the kinds of activities, as well as the other, community factors. I actually, I ask myself if this person, as I know them, with my relationship with them as a deity, do I think that they would like this activity? And that's how I make the decisions for, asking to play different games and stuff like that because of that. And yeah, so it's not just random. It actually it seems random and it seems dumb, but there is thought put into it. Seems pretty fucking
dumb from the outside.
Which is why my boyfriend actually was like, because he was like, really, you're gonna play video games? And I was like, no, like, this is totally, and I explained that to him, and this is where he's come to the thing of being like, no, you're religious. He's like, I've never heard anyone put that much thought into, like, he's like, I genuinely thought you were just being dumb. And I was like, no, like, it actually, there's a reason,
Also, I've seen this. I have never done it myself. I saw a bunch of heathens that played Valheim and dedicated their boss loot as an offering to Thor.
There you go.
Which is hilarious. But also, yeah, that's kind of fucking dope.
Well, it's also it's also a modern adaptation because in today's modern world, we're not going out pillaging and shit. Like, we're just not.
Yeah, we don't go raiding. We don't get loot from war anymore.
And that doesn't mean that you can't, for example, dedicate depositing your paycheck from your job to Hermes, because you absolutely could. Or, whatever deity, you can. I very much support charity donation offerings. I think those are. I think it's a great way to be a good member of your community. Fucking hell! I just redid like an ocean floor thing. Shit. There's a lot of swearing for me today. But yeah, like, there's so many things that we can't do. Like, I'll never get the experience, nor do I want the experience, of going out into the battlefield. Like a real shooting and stuff battlefield.
We should be quite thankful.
I do not want and will probably run away from those experiences. I don't need more trauma, okay? I do not need more trauma. I'm good. I had enough in my life, thank you.
Mood.
But they're great ways for us to, or, a lot of us probably won't ever have a farm because we live in, metropolitan areas. However, you can go play a farming game in honor of the gods, right?
Or find the equivalent in your life. A lot of people offer, like, barley and wheat and bread and wine because these are the things we read about. But
yes.
Those barley isn't as relevant to modern life as it was to the ancients.
Yeah, it's on my shopping list right now because I realized I should probably do that.
But aren't farmers. Take something relevant to your life. Like, you aren't bound to the ancient things because you're not a farmer. You might be a farmer. You're most likely not a farmer. So you don't need to offer barley if you can't get it. You could offer... I cook a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I cook for my family, I cook for myself, I cook for my fiance. I offer a lot of food
congrats.
to the gods. Like I usually set like a plate of food on the altar. When I cook some, I make one for me, one for my partner, and one for the gods.
That's a great
I
idea.
mix drinks because I am an alcoholic. That's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm too poor to be an alcoholic. I can't pay for alcohol.
So the only thing stopping you is poverty.
I actually, my boyfriend has told me many a times.
But I mix drinks, cocktails.
That I'm a cheap date because I don't drink.
Yeah. Here again, I make one drink for me, one for my fiance.
Yeah.
She wants to drink. I set on the altar.
Those
are small things, meal and a fucking glass of some drink. Sometimes I just pour myself a glass of Fanta or like, right. Sunny D counts. Water counts. Think something that you encounter in everyday life because the gods are a part of everyday life and offer it. They'll appreciate it. It doesn't have to be historically accurate because you're not a part of history. You are a part of modern day.
It's also
something relevant to you. If you get a vibe, follow it.
Yeah. Also, it's understandable because some of the stuff we don't have access to. For example, I just went to Alaska, right? Fruits and vegetables, very expensive. Very expensive up there.
Yeah.
And not easy to get.
Sacrifice a goat.
Like you guys know, like how in America we have corner stores, right? Like 7-Eleven and stuff. A lot of them carry what do you call them? A lot of them carry like bananas, right? No, first off, corner stores were not popular there. Also, no, like you had to go to like a really grocery store, which wasn't always like available, like easily there.
In Alaska, not ancient Greece.
Yeah, in Alaska. But what I'm saying is that if you live in a place that's not available, like even if you are a reconstructionist, and I can see a lot of reconstructionists who may live in situations that are not conducive to offering some of the more traditional offerings or doing it in a way, if you live in a place and maybe you're not out, maybe you're still in the broom closet, so to say. We have to come up with our own Hellenist version of that because that's a cool one. But I can definitely see some people who want to be reconstructionists, who are reconstructionists, having a lot of anxiety around that.
Broom closet, for those listening, is worshipping in secret because you don't feel safe worshiping openly.
Yeah, it's the pagan and witchy version of being in the closet if you are queer.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question as well about like the sacrifice or whatever offerings, not sacrifice offerings. You said you like put a plate of food or like a drink at the altar. What do you do after a while? Because I don't think you want the food to like rot there, do you?
Oh, I forget and it becomes a science experiment.
I leave it out for 1 or 2 days. I leave it out for like 1 or 2 days at max.
If you don't want a science experiment, if you need extra credit.
At least take it off the altar first. Don't let things rot on your altar. But if it's a drink, I just pour it out. I say a short prayer and I pour it out. Just into the sink, usually. Which there is historical precedent of. There is a Roman Hellenic god of aqueducts and sewers who was given offerings through grates. So there's historical precedent.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. I did not know that, dude. That's dope. I am always learning stuff from people.
Sewer deity.
Yeah. Sewer deity.
Hey, look, sewers are important, and you're gonna remember that when the sewers don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember when the sewers didn't work. That's what happened to my
when
parents'
the water
room.
Starts rising, we have problems.
Yes.
I
forget.
And if it's food, I leave it out for a day, and then I take a paper towel, and I wrap the food in the paper towel, and then I put it in the bin. I don't just shove it in the bin. It's important to first wrap it to keep it separate from the rest of the trash, and then clean the plate,
Oh, okay.
But then you just...
So I do a little different because, again, also because I'm very casual. And I'm also extremely forgetful.
I'm a bit more formal in my worship than you are.
Yeah, I do. Well, not on the everyday worship. Yeah, I don't do that. On daily worship, I absolutely, it's what you can manage for me. But for ritual, for like proper I do the whole formal thing. I just can't do it on an everyday or even every week basis. For like Numenia, I'll clean, I'll wash, and I try to clean my altar once a month for Hecate's Daphnon. But on an average every day, first off, I do forget a lot. And I've actually considered not doing the offering because I do forget, but it hasn't caused a bug problem yet, so I'm okay with it. I'll pour out a cup of tea when I make my morning tea for them, and I have actually a tiny little cup that is from Greece. I just found something in here that I don't know what this is. What is this? Hephaestus' forge. Oh, Holson did something. Is this... Oh, cool! Oh, it's a secret... It's a secret temple, you guys!
Does it have a redstone door?
I think so.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it's so cool. I just found this. Door. I haven't seen it. I didn't know we had an Hephaestus shrine. What? This is dope. Oh, that's lava. Lava, 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 lava. I just jumped into a hole and didn't look down. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here.
You were talking about the teacup from Greece.
Yeah, sorry. So I have a teacup from Greece, and although I guess it's probably a Turkish coffee cup, but and then I'll leave it on the altar. It's just a little bit, and I'll put the same honey that I use in mine. I'll usually use the same tea bag or whatever. So it's it's literally from my food, and giving them that. But for ritual, I burn my offerings. I have a little fire plate thing, and it's awesome. It's very small.
I live in an apartment, so I can't burn things.
I also live in an apartment, and I shouldn't burn things, but I do anyway. I have singed the wall.
The one time I did try to burn something, I made the mistake of using a glass bowl that exploded.
Oh, no, you got to make sure it's fire. Oh man, dude, I'm so glad you're okay.
Please don't use. I'm fine. I managed to repair the bowl too. I still use it for offering, but please.
You want to know how I got these scars? Fucking bowl attack.
I did not get any scars. I wasn't in the room at the time.
My gosh!
I was in the bathroom adjacent to my room, and I just heard this like loud crash and had a heart attack.
What did you use to burn it though?
I was offering to Athena. I burnt olive oil.
So you so you had an oil fire.
Oh,
yes. That's so dangerous. Oh my god, I'm so glad you're okay.
I know. I took precautions. I had nothing flammable near it. I had a big fucking blanket nearby so I could choke it out.
Good,
which I
fire
did. As soon as I came back, I threw the blanket on it.
As I have mentioned,
fire safety is extremely important.
Many a times, as I've almost burned my house down.
Always in your worship. I beg you, don't do the dumb shit I do.
Yes, we tell these stories so that you cannot do those things.
Yes, as Audrey said, do as I say, not as I do, because holy shit. The fact that I am alive after all I've done is a testament to that. Whichever poor god has decided to protect me has great hair.
They've been working overtime.
Yeah.
Don't. Honestly.
So is most of my friends.
Oh my goodness.
Like there is a shocking amount of friends who have seen me like fall off cliffs.
Oh my gosh.
Dumb shit like falling through the ice in a lake.
My boyfriend would kill me.
Like I've just gone gone through the ice in a lake in front of more than one of my friends before.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
all baffled that I'm still going.
You are just built so fucking
I know. Yeah, make sure you have a dish that's actually made for that. And then
don't use glass.
Don't use glass.
This thing where it heats up.
Yeah, even tempered glass. Tempered glass cannot withstand.
And then when it cools down.
Yeah.
When it cools down, it shrinks. and then when it heats up, it expands and fucking cracks and explodes, and it's bad.
Don't.
And it stores energy. No good news for anyone.
No good news. Even
if you're
tempered
going
glass.
to burn something, use a metal plate or use a ceramic plate. It is far better.
I actually have little like sauce. What do you call them? Like sauce containers, metal sauce containers that I got from like a restaurant shop, and I'll put those in the ceramic plate, and that's where the fire will go. Just because it gets. So I use alcohol, like 70 or 90% proof alcohol. And that
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah. And that shit burns, and if you want to have some fun and are going to be safe about it, you can put like lantern oil. I can't remember what kind of oil it's called, but like it's for like those wick lanterns. Just a little bit on the top, it makes it crackle real nice, but it also smokes, so be warned.
Yes.
But so I'll actually throw it just straight in the trash. In my head, once the fire has gone out, or for like the drinks, I'll leave it for like a day or so, usually more because I'll forget. But or for them, the shortest time I've done for the drinks is like, look, we're having breakfast together, so like here's yours and here's mine, and then when I'm done with breakfast, I just assume that they're also done and just toss it out, and that they've taken whatever they want to take, metaphysically, if you will, from what I offered them. As far as I'm concerned, the minute when the fire dies, that's it. They ate, and sometimes they eat and run, but it goes out quickly. Yeah. But after that, for me, it's no longer an offering. It's the remnants. It's the trash. So, I'm a little. I don't wrap it up differently. Yours seems probably much more respectful.
Fancier.
Yes, but much delightfully so. And.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
I said that your way, with wrapping up the offering seems a little more more respectful maybe than mine.
It's depending on kind of worship. Like, as I said, I'm very official, and like
I think also
what's the word for it?
It is reflected.
I'm more ritualistic in my worship. I treat everything as ritual.
Yeah, for me, I love the fact that our religion can be incorporated into everyday little things. And I think that also I've noticed that your worship style can often depend on how we were taught religion. And I've seen people who like to stick to stick to what they know, which is totally fine. So long as we just remember not to Christianize things a little bit. That doesn't mean we can't do similar things to what they do, but it does mean that you want to make sure there's a reason for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let's not go to church and sit silently in the pews and be all mournful.
I hate that so much. I hate it so much. I'm a loud person. I was never good in church. But I think because of that is why I have such a casual style. Because
that's a quick thing I'd like to bring up here on stream.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this yesterday off stream. Fuck, was gonna say. The whole go have a party thing I mentioned. Worship in the ancient world wasn't going to church, sitting down in
I got excited.
Quietly reading prayer and fucking back off, like singing. No. These were festivals. People got riotously fucking drunk with the boys and went to the temple.
Yep.
Like the Numenia is like the start of the new calendar month, and that was celebrated by laying down in a recliner at home, drinking wine and eating good food and playing games.
I would totally. That sounds great.
The Bacchae and the Chronia were both used entire weeks of getting fucking wasted.
Nice. Yes, I firmly believe that we should have these.
And like the Saturnalia was even worse, and it was the Roman version of the Chronia.
I loved Saturnalia. I love everything about Saturnalia.
Saturnalia is great. I want to celebrate it sometime.
We should do that. I actually
nuts.
there's really cool bits of Saturnalia, which I love. One of them being that you would have gifts ready at your house that you handmade gifts, like little things, like not like a big thing, just like a little thing. So anyone who came by your house during that week, you had to give a gift to. Like that was and the idea is that they would also bring gifts for you. But it was that
I don't, when it's Cronia or Saturnalia, you don't have to have handmade gifts. I have chocolate I give to people.
That's a gift. In California, Steve's candy is very popular.
Yeah.
Chocolate's just pog in general as well.
Chocolate is pog.
Chocolate's great.
Thank you for teaching me this word, child. That's not fair. I don't want to call you child. But it was I'm sorry, I'm not going to call you child again, but it was very...
No, it's fine. That's funny as fuck.
That's why I said it. I'm sorry.
Thank you for teaching me the word pog, child.
I learned things from people.
But yeah. So, like, you don't have to sit here and be all respectful and quiet and, head bowed. Celebrate.
Yes.
Be joyous in rituals. Celebrate the greatness of the gods.
Have good
Celebrate
vibes.
Alone or with others. Have good vibes. Yeah.
I think that's the part, and that's
Don't
one of the
feel
reasons.
forced to go to the altar every day. Don't feel that you have to go there and fucking pray and, do the thing because you have to do the thing.
You are no less...
When you're having a fucking banger of a day, go to the altar and give them a drink.
Yeah, have a drink with them if you need to, know?
If you don't drink, give them a glass of water.
Because you have to do the thing every day. That's going to burn you out.
Yeah, exactly.
It
also
like
loses the purpose and the passion of it.
And I think...
There's this thing where, like...
That's where... Oh, we were talking about the proselytizing versus... What were we talking about? And I was talking about how...
yesterday, proselytizing versus education.
Yeah, and well, more specifically on that, because I wanted to bring that up, because for me, I want the religious fervor and passion and joy and excitement that so many people within the Christian community have with, their church functions. I did like that a lot. It got weird sometimes, but I liked that very much about when we went to church on the rare occasion.
Yeah. And I feel like,
I'll be right back.
Again, if anyone's watching or listening to this, can you check if everyone is, by the way, real quick, to see the chat and such.
Hello?
We kind of had I don't think that part of the back was streamed, because it was backstage and after the play. But it was just a good fucking atmosphere with people partying. I know there was one or two drunk people, one or two high people.
Actually, is
just
it possible
vibing
for me to
during
just bring,
Dionysus
like,
Festival.
boxes or something?
That kind of shit is good.
That
That brings us together in a different way.
Is that a thing I can do?
That brings celebration, happiness into our tradition.
Okay, great. Good to know. I'm probably not going to do that this time, but thank you so much. No worries. Thanks. Bye. Hey guys, sorry. I have my as I mentioned, my groceries set for pickup, and they just had a problem with it, so they just called me. What happened? I muted myself.
No, I talked about the Bake being a fucking party.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, and I love that, honestly, that we
I'll
have...
be back in a second. I just need to close my window.
No worries. We have that it's not a party mentality, but it is the celebration of our religion, of our gods, and the things that they've done, and the heroes as well. Oh, I think I'm gonna make a fire pit for Hestia.
Pog.
Right?
Near the cottage?
Yeah. I just decided it, like, right now. For some dumb reason.
Pog.
I just gotta look through what kind of stone to
I'm back.
Cobblestone.
I'm back.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out a way for us as a community to have this more, at least within the to have more fun. I don't know how to say that right. More parties?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's really hard online.
A party religion in the past.
It's really hard online to do that because I mean we've gotten pretty close though. We've had a good old time.
Yeah.
I have to say. Yeah, we've had
I think the server, like the Minecraft server, helps a lot with that because we have a physical representation of each other. If you just sit and talk like this, it's hard to really get connected in that manner. But
yes.
Since we have the Minecraft server as a physical manifestation of ourselves in virtual space, it's a lot easier to relax and have a good time.
I agree. I think definitely that's one of the upsides. And when my VR helmet's broken, I'm really sad about it actually. But I have to figure out how to get it fixed. I broke it. It was my fault. I was playing golf, VR golf, and I hit one of the controllers on my table. It has real ramifications, people. Yeah. Like, but, so, what happened anyway, so I have to fix it, but, there's a chance, and I'm very excited about this, that I could enter our server in VR. And interact with, right? Oh my gosh. I'm very excited about this. And so, I mean, that's even more so that to be able to experience that. Okay, I don't know how to make just a fire. There is fire in, oh, it's a redstone thing. It's a netherrack. Okay, I see what happened.
Netherrack is not redstone.
Okay, well, it is a redstone. Thank you.
Okay.
It is the red color.
For a second.
I was just trying to make this big fire for Hestia, like a nice fireplace. But, I agree. I think that really has made a difference, and we've done ritual in here too, and it's been amazing. We have clips of all that on the channel, and I think Nathan's moving some of the clips over to our YouTube channel too. So
dope.
This looks dope.
Nathan's doing fucking God's work.
Nathan, bless him so much. And he goes to school, so he has some time, but I've told him, let me know if he gets too much. But he's doing so much good work, and we're gonna need another Nathan at some point. This is an open call. We need someone who's gonna help with the social media and stuff. And doing just kind of the reposting and sharing so that other people can find us. A lot of that, he's doing posting of the weekly intention, which helps me a great deal. Which means all I have to do is once every few weeks just spend some time and divine that a little bit. I do cheat. I have lists. So it's like, guide me to whichever number on this list is
I'll be right back. I've got some stuff to do. Sorry.
I think I just got a knock on the door, actually. It seems we're all getting bugged, so I feel like that's the gods telling us, you're done. Go home. Go do your shit.
Yeah. We've been here for 3 fucking hours.
Has it? You're right, really? It's like over 2 hours. Yeah.
Boy.
We can talk forever. The only thing that's stopping me is my
stomach.
If we have enough snacks.
Yes, go eat.
But thank you very much. I know this was like a really intense topic we talked about the other day, and we felt it was so important. We were like, no, we're gonna hang out and talk and stream some more because we need to talk about this shit.
Yeah.
Now, if we go for more topics, it will likely happen again. There's a lot to talk about.
There's so much.
Which means I have a lot
straight up educational about the gods, but rather
about...
about...
You should join the book club. The book's a little hard to get through for the first chapter, but it's getting very interesting. It really is. And we do have the PDF available on the server, so you don't have to worry about getting access to the book. I'm sharing my copy of the book with you guys.
Yellow based.
But yeah, so it's There's a lot to talk about that is about the religion and the community and practice that isn't able to be communicated in an educational video format. And that is far better discussed in this kind of conversational format, so these will likely happen a lot more.
Yeah, and do you play Animal Crossing?
Yes.
I don't. Okay. I don't have a Switch.
Okay. Animal Crossing.
I don't play it often.
B and I do the Wednesdays. We get together and we play and we talk about shit. So chillin' Hellenists.
I could happily hop on as a guest if you wanted.
Yeah. We could. Anyone is always invited to.
Do you need the Nintendo Online to join that?
You do.
Fuck.
Yeah, I will say that it is not that expensive. Actually, I need to buy the year pass because I believe the year pass is $34. Like.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that expensive. It's just the fact that like.
Yeah, you have to pay for it.
I don't use the Switch very often at all.
Oh. Yeah, and the family thing is stupid because I heard you have to. It's device locked. Which I thought was dumb.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I thought it was dumb.
Bruh.
But
it's cringe.
I know. It's dumb. So I have to go buy the annual pass because they just charged me for the month pass for like the second or third time, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to do that because it's actually cheaper, like a little bit cheaper. So.
Nice.
But so thank you guys for coming in and hanging out again. It was really fun, and this is a great.
It was a pleasure.
Very pog. I was being a freaking cringe gamer the whole time.
You were not.
Which is why I didn't want to log on to the server because.
They were playing Genshin the entire time. Yeah. They were being very cringe.
I'm being literal when I said I was being a cringe gamer. Now I'm poor in the game.
Oh no. Did you learn the lesson?
Anyway,
So thanks, guys. I'm gonna stop the stream now. Hold on. And just, everyone who's watching or rewatching, I hope that the gods bless you this week. And make sure to look out for the weekly intention, which I need to do today. Bye!